Good morning, everybody. So I just did this video for a trifold card. And I thought, I don't do this enough, showing different folds. So why don't I show you how to do a gatefold card? And I have a piece of paper for that. Now, gatefold is different because it's got 3 folds. But it's basically this, right? Now, so if I wanted to do a 4x6 card, I want 8. But I want 2, 4, and 2. Here's the thing. Again, we have to account for the score line. So what I'm basically going to do here, and I'm not sure this is going to work, because honestly, for me, let me show you what I normally do with a little piece of paper. It's not the correct way, but basically for me, I get like a piece of paper, and I take it, and this is how I do it. I just put them together where they meet, and then I come over and fold and fold. And that works for me, and I'm able to do that. But that really is probably not the way that we should do that, right? Even though, what would this be? So that's 6 inches. So 5 is the most you probably want, like a 5x7. So honestly, if I wanted to do a 5x7, I would need this to be 10, and I'll do this. And then we'll look at the numbers and figure it out. Okay, so we want 10 inches, because 5 and 5, even though we want to split that 5, we want 10 inches of paper. And then, see here, I can't do the 7 until I fold it. So basically, I'm going to do this. I'm going to line it up. And if this works for you too, then that's fine. But you will find you don't always get even when you do this. And see, once I bring that fold, it might not be close. My fold might not be straight. So I have a gatefold card, right? I do have a gatefold card. And now I could come and trim if I need to. So I could trim at the 7 now. At the 7. Yeah, okay. At the 7. I'm going to bring this into the center. It does better that way. Okay. So now I have, oh, it's a little bit. Yeah, it's right there. So 5x7. It doesn't look straight. Let me see if I didn't do this straight. No, it looks straight. For some reason, it didn't seem like it was lining up on the grid, but maybe I was looking at it or not holding it right. No, see, it seems a little bit off right here. It's a little bit off right there at this tip. Is that in my fold? The fold looks good here. See, down here, that lines up. And this lines up down here, so it's just a little bit off up here. So, where's my bone folder? I just used it for the last video there. I'm going to bone folder it nice. And let's look at these numbers of what we've got. So the inside should be 5. It is just a little touch over the 5. This should be 2.5. It is just a little bit under. And this one is just a tiny bit over. See? So it's just a touch, but it is not right. So now I need another piece of paper. I need some more paper. Let me get some paper here, so that if I get it wrong, I need some extra sheets. Okay. So we know that we need 2.5. Okay. I'm gonna leave my cutting blade on the top so I can just score it. So I'm going to bring it over to 2.5. Oh, this is the one I can't see the half mark. Yeah. That's the 1/4. I wonder if that's the half mark. Let's score it here and see if I line it up right there, if that's the 2.5 mark. Yes, that's perfect 2.5. So perfect 2.5 right there. Okay. Now from here, from this score line to the next score line, it's going to be 5. Right, so I'm lined up here at the 5, but I'm going where that score line is, and I'm going to line up at 5. Now, if I go at 2.5, and here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to the 2.5 mark and score it. And let me make sure it's the 2.5. I can't see it. I'll fold it a little bit. Okay. In there. Okay, that is the 2.5 mark. So what I want to do is I want to go ahead and fold on the score line and see how it lines up. You can already see it's not. That is not lining up. So something isn't right. Oh, my 5 is over 5. How did I do that? Okay, new paper. I could have swore I had it at the 5, but I guess I didn't. Okay, so on this trimmer, this line right here is the 2.5 mark. So I'm going to score it on the 2.5. Make sure that's there. 2.5. Make sure that's right. It's hard to see the score line. Two and a half on the money. Now I need to take this score line to the 5. Maybe I went to the 6. I need to go to the 5 and score there. No. Here's what I'm going to do. If you go to put a 5x7 card in an envelope made for a 5x7 card, if your card is a little bit big, it may not make it. So I'm just going to allow a little bit of tiny space for that score mark. Just just a touch did I move it. And hopefully it's still basically going to measure at the 5. So from here to here, it is kind of right on that 5. See where it is? Right there and right there. So I did like a 1/16 off. So now this, I should be able to cut. If I put this up to the 2.5, I should be able to cut it. If I need it a little bit shorter, I can make it a little bit shorter. So I'm going to be careful, and if anything, err on the side of too big, and I'll cut there. Okay, so it should work, right? But look, I erred on the side of too large, and I'm too big. So now I'll trim that little bit off. I'm coming back. I am just going to trim off the tiniest little bit. And for me, I would rather trim off a tiny little bit at a time. And see, it's still too much. So I'm going to come back and I'm going to trim another tiny little bit off. And like I said, I would rather keep doing this than have it come out too short. And it didn't want to take any off, but it's still overlapping. So what I want to do at this point is check and see, is this the one that's too long? Maybe this one for some reason isn't 2.5. Okay, so it's right on the 2.5, where this one is still just a touch over the 2.5. So this is, I was right, this is the one that's off. And since I made it that little bit shorter on my 5 end to account for the score lines, I think that's one of the biggest things, I think, is people forget about the allowance for the score, and it takes up space. So see, that's much better, but it's still just shave a little bit off here, and that's a rough cut, so that's gonna help anyways. Just want to shave off the tiniest little bit. It's hard with this trimmer because this trimmer is just difficult to do things with anyways. Okay. See, it's still a little tiny bit too long, just the tiniest bit. But like I said, I would rather be doing this than trying to figure out how to add, because I cut it short. I don't know. All of a sudden the trimmer's not wanting to work very well either. So here we go. Let me fix my folds. And since this side was the tiniest bit bigger, when I'm scoring this, I'm scoring it this way. You can score out. It's going to bring your card, your paper out. It's going to give you more room. Let's see how rough that ended up being. That's going to about drive me crazy. And These scissors aren't going to cut straight either. So please give me grace because of this trimmer that I'm using. I need to just bring in one of the other trimmers, even if I don't love them. Anything's probably better than this one. I did have somebody message that they have one that's this brand and they love it. And, you know, it's amazing how some things work for some people and not for others. And to me, this is the worst. But, you know, that's why you can look at what other people like, but that doesn't mean you're going to end up liking it. Maybe all this stuff in here had something to do with all of that. It could be. I might go ahead and, just so you know, they're lining up now. They're perfectly lined up, just so you can see. But that's going to drive me crazy right there. So I'm going to hope that that's what that was. No, it's not going to cut that there. I'm going to have to bring it in a little bit more than that. Just want to get a smooth edge on there. Oh, see. That might be an improvement. Yeah, a little bit. But now there's a little bit of shortage, but okay, now I gotta cut it to 7. Oh, please, trimmer. Please be nice to me. Yay. I had to really push on that. Okay. So now I have a 5x7 gatefold. This is a trifold. Right, 1, 2, 3. This is a gatefold. Now, this is just a gatefold. That's all it is. It's just a gatefold. You can do whatever you want with this at this point, right? You can leave it like this, and you can do 2 panels. Or you can add a little something on that puts like a little stopper kind of here. And maybe we'll just work with this a little bit. Let's see. I had these 2 papers that I really liked. This paper, this paper. I really liked that for the last card and didn't use it. So this is going to be 2.5 by 7. It does match up, but when I'm looking at it from that angle, this looks like it's sticking way up. Okay, this is thinner paper. This should cut it hopefully nicely. So I wanted it 2.5, which is going to be right here, but I'm going to open it because I don't know if it'll stop it from being smooth if I don't. So 2.5 is right here, but I want to go a little bit smaller, right, because I like my little bit of a border. So I'm going to bring it to right there. I'm going to line it up with the metal. Okay. I'm going to do the same thing on this side. I'm flipping it because I think those are going to look, maybe not, maybe these will look better. They will. Okay. So I want this 2.5 also. But I'm going to bring it just a little bit in. Okay. And just a little bit under the 7. See, now I have to figure this out. Okay, I'm going to go on this line and cut it on this line. And it didn't cut straight. I want my patterns to match up. Okay. And then will they all look the same? This is going to be this way. Okay. So you have to line up this way. So I would have to do it there, right? So on this line first. And then I'm going to go to the 7. I'm just trying to match my patterns. I hope this works. Okay, and this needs to be cut there, right? Let me see. Yep. It looks like it's a little bit long. Let's see. I want this on the outside, that little bit. It is a little bit long. And then this one here. So they do look a little bit long. So I'm going to cut just a tiny, tiny bit off of there. Actually, it's better if I use the measurement here. That way I can get the other one the same size. And that worked, okay. And so this will go here. And this will go here. Now, most trimmers, you can take and cut them together at the same time. So you could get them the exact same size easier. I wouldn't trust this one. It might tear them up. Are they the same size? Yes, I think they are. Okay. So they're going to go on like this. Do they line up perfectly? No. Do I need to trim a little bit off? Yes. On this one, I need to trim a little bit. On this side. such a tiny little bit. Oh, but see, look at how, didn't even want to cut that one. This is not going to look right. Yeah, this needs to go in the trash. And you know, if I do, as soon as I do, I won't be able to find another one. So what I want is I want them to line up to look like maybe they really are still together. Just look at that, where that's all messed up. Anyways, we're going to do it because you got the point. You knew how I was doing it. And that trimmer is not coming back. If I have to cut it with scissors, I might be better off with scissors. I don't even know where my craft knife is anymore, so, you know. And I need that before Anna Griffin create, because I don't know if she'll use it, but sometimes she does, and you need it. And if you're not good with a craft knife, believe me, I know, because I am probably the worst with a craft knife. But if you practice and you get it down, there was a time, a very short time, because of course I didn't use it enough to keep it up. I had kind of got to where it was working for me. But I didn't keep it up. And I think I'm back to, no, this is hard. This doesn't work. This is impossible. I can't do it. And but when I was doing it all the time, that wasn't an issue. I had gotten pretty good at it. I should have kept it up. Okay. Now, you don't have to do this. You don't have to do them to make them to match up. It's not necessary. What I want is this closest to this edge. Because I want the papers to look like they're joining on this edge. That was a horrible job. You know, I guess, you know, when you're not dealing with a clean edge, that's why this trimmer will be gone. Next video, no this trimmer. I say that now. Like I said, I won't be able to find another trimmer. I've got a bunch. I really do. I even had a person make a comment, how many trimmers does a person need? Yeah, well, as many trimmers as it takes till you find the one that works best for you. And I've heard people say, I can't use a paper trimmer. Well, you just haven't found the right trimmer for you. That's the way I see it. Because if you do, then they're wonderful. Honestly, the Spellbinders one was pretty nice. And I had my issues with it, but I think that was me, operator error. The Spellbinders one is pretty nice. But you know, the first trimmer that I was actually felt like things were working and coming out for me was the little Cricut one. That's what I should do, is probably look and see if I can find one of my old Cricut ones and use that. So what I want to do is get it the closest to this edge and have any little bit of matte or whatever here. No. But I ended up with Gap anyways. So there's the front. Uh-oh, I didn't fold that over. Luckily, it came up easy enough. Okay. Now, if I want to add something to this, I can just glue from here to here, and it can be like a stop. How would you explain it? I'm just going to cut this with the scissors, y'all, please. Forgive me for the crooked line I'm sure I'm going to get. Just put it there, and it will hold this kind of in place. Excuse me, I'm going to cut a piece of this to fit on top of here. This is how I used to do it. Just hold that paper up there. Use that paper as your guide. And look. And then I can glue that on there. No, I could even line it up and glue it on. Or tape it on or whatever. I could line it up like there. It won't be lined up here, though. Anyways, you get my point. I can do that. So I'm going to put this on there. Shall I speed this up a little bit? Yep, I better speed this up a little bit. And then, of course, with wet glue, you're better off. You're better off with wet glue doing this. But I'm not going to fight the glue right now. And we want this done in a reasonable amount of time. You don't want to be watching this video all day, do you? So, let's see. Line it up. Line it up. That doesn't line up nice. Well, it's going to be what it is, I guess, because that's definitely not right. There we go. All right. So now I have my little stopper in place. And it really actually kind of gives you a little extra something, right? Let me bring out my embellishment box again and let's see. Oh. What I have that we can put on here. Uh-oh. That was my water bottle fell over. Okay. Let's just say we want these bluebirds here. They can go there. I might do that. I kind of like that, honestly. I don't know what I would do with the whole rest of it. The little chicken. Oh, He's missing the little thing on top. That's kind of coming apart. That fairy lost her wings. Now, let me just do this, throw this out here. Just because this could always be this, right? It could just be a flower. And the birds would not be part of that. And so we could have the chickens down there. This chicken does not go with this chicken, though. I don't think I have any more chickens. I have peacocks. They're beautiful. I got them in a swap. Riani swap. Look. How beautiful is that? I just can't use them. I just can't. I love them so much. Anytime I think, oh, those peacocks would look so pretty there, I always change my mind. As I'm like, no, I'm not using my peacocks on that. Sometime, someplace, it'll be right, but it has to be the right time and place. Maybe I'll just do I like those birds there, but I don't know what to put with them. All right. I found another chicken to go. And then we could put the flower here. Maybe. Or we could put the birds. Where are the birds? What did I do? Oh, here they are. There we go. This will be about the birds. I don't know. I'm not thinking that that's the way to go. I'm not thinking. could do the birds, and then I could do some blue flowers. Maybe okay, somebody lost his foot. Okay, I kind of like this a little bit here. I'm thinking that will work. And then a sentiment. And then no. The birds do not have to go straight. No, they do. They do have to go straight. That looks better, doesn't it? It does. It looks better. Somewhere I thought I saw, I guess I didn't see. Here we go. A little dragonfly. Does that help? No, I think that looks good with that big flower down there. All right. This is going to get this again. The birds. Oh. Weird little embellishments I have there. Not necessarily anything. Okay, I got the little card here. I'm using the stickers. These birds on a branch, these were one of the Cocarosa Studios ones. Dies. And I just cut the birds out and layered them. There we go. All right, that's for that. That made easy work of that. I want to show you these. I use these little sticker things, and this lifts. but it's not coming off. This one, it kind of lifts a little bit, but you know, sometimes. So with the branch, I think I'm gonna put that there, put the tape over it to hold it down. Just want to speed up the video a little bit. And I'm gonna put another piece right here because I know that flower is going down there somewhere. I just need it to hold it down. So I'm going to do the same thing here. Oh. Sounds like trash cans are moving out there. And that happens. And then this one, I need to put a little piece on. So, like I said, I don't have anybody in mind to get these. I'm making these for the video. If I find that I'm going to go give them to somebody, I'm going to come in with wet glue and reinforce all of this. Okay. Turn it over. It's usually easier that way. There we go. Happy birthday. The main point is not necessarily about decorating. I want to give you ideas of how you can do some decorating. But the main purpose is to show you the fold. So, I think the next video I'm going to do a shaped card. Is what I'm thinking, unless something else comes to mind. Okay. So there we go. So then you open it up. Sentiments inside. Any little note you want to make. Stay there, flower. Don't go away. There we go. Well, you can't see it, but there we go. Careful, it will stand. A little bit of, you don't have to have that. You can just do the gatefold. I've seen people do belly bands on them too. You have to slide the belly band off. That would probably be a good idea for like a gift card holder or something to do that. Maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll do a trifold gift card holder with a belly band. That might be a good idea too. All right, everybody. If you like my video, please hit the like and subscribe button. Thank you for joining me, and I hope you join me again. Everybody have a blessed day. Bye-bye now.